but I wasn't able to go out all the time because I was growing the business. I was growing my side hustle. If you going through something in your family life, with your woman, with whatever circumstances you have in your life, the only thing that's gonna get you out of that is pounding the pavement, keeping your eyes focused on that goal and how good it's gonna feel to reach that goal. But you're gonna be in the dungeon. You're gonna be in hell. You're gonna be in fire. And ain't nobody around you gonna understand. They not gonna understand why you late to the family functions. They not gonna understand why you on the computer while you at family functions. Your partner's not gonna understand why you can't go out and drink with them every weekend. Your girl ain't gonna understand why you can't cuddle with her every night. That's what greatness takes. Greatness takes sacrifice. And so you gotta have people in your life that's aligned with that sacrifice. And you gotta have people in your life that's going to sacrifice just the same as you do. Because we live in a world now where it's very uncommon to see a household where it don't require two adults to sustain a decent living. We living in that world now based on statistics. I mean, I was looking at something today where it was a woman who made over $300,000 profit in her pocket per year and said that she felt strapped for cash. I seen where people making $220,000 felt like they were strapped for cash. So you got to get in environments where people elevate you and they don't tear you down. Because the road to being great is hard and everybody don't want to be great. And that's cool. Everybody don't have to be great. Success is different for everybody. But what I'm saying is you have to align yourself with people who view success the same way you do, especially if that person is going to be a partner, business partner, marriage partner, because that's a business as well. Partnerships are hard. What makes things flow better, what allows you to get closer to your goals and to reach your goals faster, is to be in the presence of people who are aligned with your goals and with your purpose. We're all on this earth to do something and to have a purpose. Regardless of what somebody else is doing within your life, if it don't contribute to aligning with your purpose, you have to cut that off. Because that's the kind of laser focus achieving big goals requires. That's just what it is. I ain't giving you no motivational speech. I'm giving you what I know. Because you're going to want to give up. It's a million reasons why I should have gave up side hustle a long time ago. It's a million reasons why I should have gave up trying to be anybody with the mistakes I made in my life. My message is consistency. That's my message. One thing I learned is when you're at your most stressed out state, and that's why sometimes I question, because I don't think people really understand. Sometimes I ask myself, right, would I want to be a billionaire? You ask anybody, right, would you want to be a billionaire? Yeah, I want to be a billionaire. Shit, who wouldn't? I asked myself, do I want to be a billionaire? And I immediately came back with an answer. No, I don't want to be a billionaire. Because I'm not willing to give up or sacrifice what you're going to have to sacrifice to be a billionaire. It's not worth it to me. I want to know my son. I want to know my daughter. I want to spend time with my family. On the road to becoming a billionaire, that don't exist. Maybe later on, but you missed the golden years. You can't write $1 billion check and see your son walk again, take his first step. You can't write $1 million check to see get back your daughter's daddy-daughter dance when she was 3 or 4 years old. You can't write $1 billion check for that. I don't want to miss those times. So for me, being a billionaire, I ain't got to be that. I've studied enough, researched enough, have put a lot of thought into what would make my life fulfilled from a financial standpoint. And everybody got their number. For me, I got a very reasonable number too. Very reasonable number. Most guys, I feel like most men are very simple. Now, if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses or try to keep up with some type of facade on Instagram or TikTok, well, That's a totally different story. You can go broke doing that if you want. But if you really want peace and freedom in your life, you can get it. But it ain't no shortcut. And it's gonna require isolation. And it's gonna require a lot of your relationships being ruined. Because the only people that's gonna stay by your side when you going through this, when you in a dungeon trying to become great, are the people that really care about you and that's really down with you. And they gonna compliment you. They're not gonna be a burden on you. They're not gonna take away from you. They're not gonna tear you down. They're not gonna deplete your energy. They're gonna add to you so that you can become great. Because that journey is so difficult, just in and of itself. And so sometimes, guys, that requires isolation and separation. And sometimes, I'm not saying don't have friends, don't do nothing like that, but sometimes you have to go into what people call monk mode for a minute. Let me tell you something. Sometimes the people that you care about most ain't gonna be the people that you can take with you. And that's gonna be the most painful part of your success journey. Some of the people that you thought was gonna go through that journey with you, they're not gonna know how to accept your growth. They're gonna want you to be that same person. And that's the saddest part of being on a success journey. If you go and look at any celebrity or influencer, go look at their story. It's always people that they had to cut off on their journey because you can't take everybody with you. Everybody don't want to see you win. And it may not be just be that they're projecting their insecurities onto you, and maybe they really just want to protect your feelings so that you won't fail. But that's still negativity because failure is a part of the process of success. People who haven't failed are people who have not succeeded. Because if you never failed in anything, you can't be successful at nothing. That's part of the process. And sometimes them failures look ugly. Sometimes the failures look like not having two motherfucking pennies to rub together. Sometimes that failure mean you don't have the money to repair the car. Sometimes that failure mean you don't have the money to do whatever. Hey, however that failure look, however rock bottom look, maybe your car got repoed, maybe you got evicted. However that rock bottom look, everybody ain't willing to go through that with you. That's why it takes a special motherfucker to be down with you if you taking somebody with you on this journey. Because the shit ain't easy. And everybody don't understand how this stuff works. Because failure is part of the journey. That's why not everybody can be rich. That's why not everybody can be great. Because not everyone understands that. They don't understand that you go through pain. You go through it so you can grow through it. Everybody can't go through that pain. Everybody don't want to struggle with you. They want to bullshit and party. They ain't got time to be trying to grow and shit. What you mean you trying to grow? Like, that's cool. That's their journey. We ain't here to judge. But for you, I know you want to be great if you watching this message. Because I want to see you be great. I want you to see me be great. So don't fight it, guys. Go into isolation. Go into the dungeon and get ready to slay that dragon. Because that's what it's going to require. That's how we experience growth in our lives. So lean into the isolation. This your boy Be Straight. I'm going to get at you on the next one.